Good morning, everyone. Troy Patterson here, President of Visigistics. Was recently talking with international tax partner Mario Garcia of Calvetti, Ferguson, and we were having a discussion about how we thought the recent tax laws would affect job growth, manufacturing, and supply chain here in the United States. So as we started going through it, we said, this would be a great conversation to record so that we could have and put out on the internet for other people to view. Mario, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Calvetti Ferguson?
Thank you. Sure. Yeah, so again, as you mentioned, I'm an international tax partner here with Calvetti Ferguson. Calvetti Ferguson has been around for a long time now. We are based out of Houston, Texas. We have offices up in the Woodlands, Fort Worth, Dallas, and San Antonio, so we cover the major markets in Texas. Thank you again. I've been in public accounting for over 17 years now. I've been in Houston pretty much after I graduated.
So Mario, do you believe that the new tax laws are going to encourage companies to bring manufacturing back to the United States?
Absolutely. I think there's been a spur of an increased activity and questions regarding what does it take, what would it take. We definitely have a tax system now that incentivizes that, and we're seeing that taking place, particularly around areas or industries that are being affected by the tariffs.
Okay, so Mario, do you have any information or statistics that you can share about the optimism in manufacturing?
Yes, I recently looked at a survey conducted by the National Association of Manufacturers, and I'd like to share a chart that I think will help paint the picture of where we stand right now. So let me just share my screen real quick and we can see that right away. You see this chart, right? And this is a survey that's conducted again by the National Association of Manufacturers, and it's conducted for every quarter. Here we see the results through the end of the second quarter of 2018, which is establishing a new record high. But we go back to how to where it began to rise. It certainly began to rise as President Trump began to campaign pretty heavily into the election, right? And we see those numbers continue to go up and maintain themselves. Again, because a big part of the campaign is to bring jobs back to the U.S., and a way to do that is through the tax reform. And we'll talk more about the details of the tax reform and how that's incentivizing more U.S. manufacturing. But again, I wanted to put this chart up there so that the community out there can see that yes, we have more upbeat economic activity, especially around the manufacturing activity in the U.S. So I'll take it back to you.
Mario, can you give us an overview of the changes that are made in the new tax reform that will help businesses grow and bring jobs back to the United States?
Sure. I think there's many provisions in the new tax law, in the new tax changes, right? But particularly the one that is taking the torch is the corporate tax reduction from 35% to 21% flat rate. And why is that so important? Well, up until 2017, the U.S. had been the most expensive place to conduct business, simply from a tax rate perspective. A lot of countries abroad, their tax rates hovered around the 20%. So now we're back as a result of the tax reform, the U.S. now more in the middle ground when it comes from a competitive standpoint, from a tax rate competitive standpoint.
Mario, always great talking to you, sir.
Thank you, likewise, and I hope the best.